Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about biology. The first thing is, what is biology? It is the branch of science that deals with the study of living organisms, that is plants and animals. So all the plants and animals that you see around yourself are considered under biology. Biology word itself is derived from two Greek words, bios and logos. Bios it means life and logos means study. So thus biology word means the study of life. Next thing is, there are two branches of biology. The first is botany and the second is zoology. Botany is the branch of science that deals with the study of plants. And zoology is the branch of biology that deals with the study of animals. This can be remembered as that when we go to zoo, we see many different varieties of animals all around us. So that's how you can remember zoology. The next thing we discuss is the classification of plants based on their height. Based on their height, the plants are classified as herbs, shrubs, and trees. If we talk about herbs, the small plants that are very close to the ground are called herbs. Shrubs are the medium sized plants, that is, they are 5 feet or more in height. And if we talk about trees, the tall plants that are more than 10 feet in height are considered trees. Now, if we talk about herbs, they have a very soft and green stem. If we talk about shrubs, they have soft or woody stem, and trees have woody and thick stem. So, herbs include plants like pudina, dhania, methi, and grass that we see all around us. If we talk about shrubs, shrubs includes rose, lemon, tulsi, etc. Some of the examples of trees is neem, mango, peepal, etc. The next thing that we are going to study are the parts of a plant. So if we talk about the parts of a plant, they are divided into root system and shoot system. So when we talk about shoot system, the parts of a plant that are above the ground, this is ground. Above this, all the parts that you can see comes under shoot system. That is, this is the stem. Stem is the main part that bears branches, then leaves, then fruits, flowers, etc. So the next thing is root system. The parts of a plant that are below the surface of ground or soil, they are considered under root system. It consists of one or many branching roots. These are the branches of roots. The next thing that we'll talk about is what is leaf. So leaf is generally a thin, flat and broad outgrowth of the stem. So as you can see, it is a thin, flat and broad outgrowth of the stem. Normally, the leaves are green in color due to the presence of pigment called chlorophyll that helps in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is basically the process by which green plants can prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight. So next thing is node. Node is this point on the stem from where the leaves is arising. Next thing is leaf stalk or petiole. This narrow short stalk by which the leaf is attached to the stem. This part is called petiole or leaf stalk. The next thing is lamina or leaf blade. This flat green part of a leaf that carries out the process of photosynthesis is called lamina or leaf blade. Next is midrib. Mid means in between or in the middle. So the prominent thick vein in the middle of the leaf is called midrib. The next thing is veins. A number of thin lines travel throughout the surface of leaf. These are called the veins. Now, what is the function of veins? It conducts water, minerals, and food throughout the portion of leaf. Next thing is venation. As we have talked about veins, venation is the arrangement of veins on this leaf or on the leaf blade. Next thing is this outer portion of a leaf is called leaf margin, and this portion, the tip of the leaf, is known as leaf apex. Veins are subdivided into many small parts. These are known as venules or veinlets. This portion at the base of the leaf, this portion is known as leaf base. The next thing is, what are the types of venation in leaves? There are two types of venations in leaves. One is reticulate venation and the other one is parallel venation. Reticulate venation, in the reticulate venation, the veins are irregularly distributed, like in this leaf. The veins are irregularly distributed throughout the leaf without any definite pattern. Now, in parallel venation, the veins are arranged in parallel rows to each other. Now we know parallel lines never meet. So in the parallel venation, veins do not form any kind of network. Whereas in reticulate venation, the veins are forming a network in the leaf. For example, in reticulate venation, as we can see, there are net-like veins present on the surface of leaf. So the examples are peepal, mango, or rose plant. And in parallel venations, the examples are banana, grass, or bamboo, in which the leaves have parallel venation. Now, when we talk about parallel venation can be of two types. For example, if we talk about the parallel venation in banana leaf, the veins run parallel from the midrib. As we talked about, the middle vein, the middle thick vein is the middle thick vein is called the midrib. So when we talk about parallel venation in the banana leaf, the veins run parallel from this midrib to the leaf margin. Whereas if we talk about parallel venation in grass and wheat, the veins run parallel from the base of the plant to the tip of the leaf. So that is all we will be discussing today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, and comment. Thank you for watching.